Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, I was going through my Spider-Man collection and I've got some pretty cool figures here. Of course, I've got Spider-Man. And I got his alter ego or his secret identity, Peter Parker. You know, I was really pleased the way this guy came out. Got a video on that one if you want to make your own. And I've got, of course, some villains here. But you know what? I realized that the villains I have are not going to make a Sinister Six. I'm only about halfway there. You know, Doc Ock, Sinister Six, right? Morbius, no, not so much. But a really cool villain for Spider-Man. I had a lot of fun making this guy. And of course, Doc Connors, the Lizard. And I used some Warbler for the tail there. I really like this guy. I think that head sculpt really pops. And of course, the Green Goblin. He's got his glider. Crazy eyes. So you can see I've got some really good figures there, but you know what? There's one that I guess is obviously missing. I don't know if you can see it from what I've got here, but let's take a look. I found this really cool kit online. There's some gauntlets. I don't want to give away too much. Here's the, I guess the shoulder piece or whatever. And of course the head. I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm going to be working on a Mysterio today. And there's a couple of things that you're going to need. Got them right here. I got this purple cloak from Classic TV Toys. I'm going to be using that. I also have this really neat Andorian bodysuit that came from Dr. Migo. But I'm going to have to do something with that. And I've got some, I guess they're lime green boots. One of their S-type bodies in green. And some of their monster, well, they're not monster hands, I don't know what they are. They're like muscular hands. They're gonna be like spell hands. So I'm gonna put all this stuff together and I'm gonna work on a really neat looking Mysterio. This one came from SD. I got it from a store there. I'll go ahead and link that below. But yeah, that dome looks cool. But you're also gonna need some RIT dye because I'm thinking I'm gonna have to take this Andorian bodysuit and dye it green. I was looking at some other options, some actual green bodysuits, but this one has a little sparkle to it, and it has a built-in like texture that I think I'm going to need for this complete model. And then I'm also going to use something, I don't know if it's a little different, but I'm going to take the pieces that I have that are in printed form, and I'm going to paint them with my bare gold. This is a really neat gold. I just kind of lucked into this a while back. And it produces a really good finish and it has a nice metallic luster. So today I'm going to add Mysterio to my Spider-Man collection, and I'm going to be, let's see, 4 out of 6. That's 2/3 of the way to my Sinister Six collection. So I hope you stay tuned. Yeah, in order to get these to pop, I went ahead and I primed them with a flat paint beforehand. And now I'm going to use that gold bear that I have to go ahead and give them a good luster. See, when you spray these, it's important to spray like at a distance. You don't want to have runs on these, especially because, you know, the detail is so small. You can see that's giving it a good cover. And it's a good golden luster. All right, I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to come back and check it in a bit. While that's, I guess, drying, I'm going to take a look at the outfit. I think I'm going to get some dye and try to get that into a green color. Okay, I've taken 2 cups of water and it's starting to simmer now. I don't want it to boil, I just want it to simmer. And I'm going to add this right here. This is called the synthetic Ritmore dye. It's the Dye More. And the color I'm going to be using is peacock green. And I'm just going to use about a 1/4 cup on this. I'm not going to use a lot. And let me go ahead and get my outfit out of the bag. Yeah, I think that the detail in this particular outfit, the silver and stuff, is really going to pop. So I'm just going to drop it in there. And I've got some, let me turn that off. I don't want it to boil. Got some tongs here. And I'm just going to make sure that it's thoroughly covered in the dye. And the instructions say it's about 30 to 40 minutes, so it's not going to be in there for too long. But I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to turn it every once in a while. And when I'm done, I'm just going to rinse it out really well with some cold water. So I'll be back on that. I'm going to go check on the gold paint, see how that's coming. Yeah, I told you this gold was something else. Look at that. You know, and I also got my my suit out of the dye mixture. It's looking pretty good. I think everything's coming together. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of some of the details that are found in the actual model. You can see that it's got like some mystic symbols there or something. So what I planned to do was to use this right here. This right here is a shade. It is called Agrax Earth Shade. And I'm going to use that shade to kind of bring out some of the detail in the actual printed model part. And this is going to be a really easy process. I'm just taking the Agrax Earth Shade and just running it across the gold parts. I'll do that one. Let me do this next one. You can see it's really kind of like no skill. And that gives that that gold like a burnished effect. And it also brings out the detail. Let's see, I could probably do it on the on this piece as well. I really want those eyes to pop, so let me see how this looks. Oh yeah, that looks great. Just gonna run it across. Might as well do the whole thing. See how that's looking. Oh, that's neat. Okay, I can't forget the top, so let me do the top. Even though it's under the dome and it won't be seen, it'll give it a nice consistency. Alright, so that's how that looks. I'm kind of painting it in the same direction so it doesn't look kind of muddy. It just has this, I guess, consistent grain to it. Okay, let me finish these. I'm gonna let those dry. And you know what? I was looking at something. I found this. It's a little light, and it had some more, I guess, bulbs to it. But I went ahead and I cut them off because this has like an LED at the end. So when you cut it, it doesn't have to make a complete connection. You can still get the light effect. So I was thinking, I might as well take this piece, open it up, drill a hole in the back, run this wire through, and get myself a lighted dome. Kind of like that effect. So I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole in the back of that figure and see if I can get that wire to run through it. Now I'm thinking this doesn't have to be a very big hole. So I've got a drill bit here. I think it's around 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to drill into the back of the figure slowly. There, I got my hole. Let's see if I can get my my wire through there. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. Excellent. So let me get this guy back together. That's the beauty of these like S-type bodies, you know. They come apart and you can do a lot with them. So I have it coming through the neck hole. Let me get the screws back in place. I don't know if I'm going to glue that down or I guess just tuck it into the underneath the cape. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it together and put the head and the shoulders on without the clothes just to see how it's going to look. Yeah, I found those that light kit. It was at Family Dollar. It's called a balloon lighting kit, and I guess what you do is you take the, because it has a bunch of colors, I had to cut these off, but it has a bunch of colors in it, and you take those, the strings and you run them up a balloon, I guess, and then you blow it up, and it gives you a lighted balloon effect. I don't know, I picked up 3 of them. This is the first one I've used, but I can see myself using it for like cars and stuff like that, for headlights or other lighting accessories, because you know you can cut off whatever you don't need. And you can see I didn't have to solder or anything. All I did was I just cut off the ends. And since it's LED, it doesn't have to complete a circuit. So, I mean, you have to have a circuit to it, but then beyond that, you don't need the circuit. So let's see how this is going to work. You can see a majority of the wires stick into the chest cavity. I may have to feed that down a little bit, but yeah, there's the light. Wow, I think that's going to look good. Let me go ahead and get him dressed, and then I can take a look at him and see what it's really going to look like with everything put together. You know, as I was trying to get this cape over everything, it just kind of bunched up with this this chest piece. So I think I'm gonna have to cut it. So I'm gonna tuck it inside out. And I'm gonna remove the excess piece because I really don't need it. And it's just kind of getting in the way. So hopefully I can tuck this in so I can get it assembled. Let me go ahead and get it assembled. All right, I got his bodysuit on. I'm gonna go ahead and I pulled his hands off too to get the bodysuit on a little bit easier. And I'm gonna put on these hands. But before I do, I'm gonna get his gauntlets and toss those on. I don't know how fragile these things are, so I'm going to try to be very careful with them. First one's on. Here's the second one. I'm gonna get his boots on too while I'm thinking of it. These are just the rubber boots. I think they're lime green. We got these from Classic TV Toys. I really like the rubber boots. Plastic ones are a little more old school and they're neat, but I think the rubber ones just give it a little more texture. That's what I've got so far. Let's see, where is... the shoulder piece here? Gotta get that through the hole. Oh, you know, I forgot. Cape. Now, the cape looks a little ratty. And it's not a big deal, just because, you know, that's going to be underneath the shoulder piece. But let me get it nice and even on each side. That's centered. I gotta make sure I can get to that hole. Trying to find the hole. Push that off to the side. There we go. Should snap in. And flip the switch. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I think everything's together. Let me get him on a stand and let's take a closer look at him. Well, here he is complete. You know, I added some lighting effects, you know, because Quentin Beck was the master of illusion and stage magic. So, you know, I thought I'd add a couple of lights down below. But you can see his dome light looks fabulous. And that cape, it has a wire in it so that you can adjust it however you'd like. So it's I got this sweeping effect going right now. And this thing right here I found on eBay. I actually bought it for a Doctor Strange I was thinking about putting together. But yeah, that Mysterio looks great. You know, this piece here, the set, it's a little pricey. I got it from Trucker Doug's Toy Box on Etsy, you know, but man, look at the effect that gives you. And it has that opening below it, so, you know, it's pretty easy to put a light if you want one. And I think painting it gold is the easiest choice there. You know, you can see the, let me see if I can bring this closer. You can see the detailing that was brought out when I used that wash or that shade. It just really looks like burnished gold. You know, I was talking to my son, he came over, checked it out, and he goes, yeah, that's the best looking figure you've put together. And I think he's right. You know, this is just, it's an incredible figure, and it was so easy. I didn't really have to paint anything. You know, I got my spray can out and sprayed the gold, and then just got a little bit of that, you know, that brown shade and put it into the detailing. So if you're looking for a custom figure that's not a lot of work, I mean, I guess maybe dyeing the fabric green is like the hardest part here. You know, but everything else is easy. And you can get yourself a green bodysuit. Classic TV Toys has bodysuits in the darker brown, the darker green. So, I mean, if you don't want to dye, you can certainly just get away without it. But yeah, just fabulous. You know, so I've got 4 villains now. If I want to put together a Sinister Six team, you know, I just need 2 more. But if you remember from the comics, the original Sinister Six, I think it was Mysterio, Doctor Doom, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman. Who else was in that team? Electro. What am I missing? If you remember, put it down in the comments below. But yeah, just a fabulous piece for my Spider-Man collection. My Spider-Man, and I've got my Peter Parker. I think there was even a comic line where Mysterio was a foe to Daredevil. If I remember correctly, I didn't really get into the series. I think I just kind of stumbled across it and just was looking at it, but yeah, I didn't read it. But gosh, this Mysterio, easy to make, fabulous looking. Well, until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool. You know, just have fun with your Amigo-like toys. You know, I can hardly wait for Amigo to come out with that the Marvel collection. I'm going to get myself a new Spider-Man for sure. I mean, I like the Spider-Man, but I'd really like to get a Spider-Man from Amigo along with Hulk, you know, and another Thor and their Captain America. I'm excited. When that comes out, boy, I'm just going to get the entire set, maybe ×2. I don't know. But anyway, you guys be cool and stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.